Do I have audio? Check, check, check. Okay, mic's working. Great. Sounds like I'm picking up the background noise from the AC, but not much to do about that. All right, cool. Maybe my phone will do chat. Maybe not. If I don't see your messages, I apologize. I'm working on a new browser setup where I've only got one monitor. So, anyhow, maybe I'll do that. Yeah. So here we go. Let's take a look at our week 5 minors games in Americas and mixed. We'll start with America A. We had Dark Elf Rising and the Natural Icemen. Let's pull that up. Looks like the Icemen were able to get off lots and lots of blocks. That probably is what got them their 1-0 victory. 6 KO to Kaz versus OpenEye and Dark Elves Rising got looks like 1 KO and 2 Kaz. So yeah, it seems like Fu was really just able to punch hard and keep enough elves off the pitch that he could keep the game tipped his way. Carey kept possession of the ball most of the time. OpenEye was doing a little bit of passing. I wonder if that was vanity? Not a lot of distance, so probably vanity or maybe an attempt at a last-minute run. Let's see, what did we have for... Oh, well, it would help if I was on the right tab. Looks like we had... Natural, we predicted that, so hey, there we go. I'll take one for the one prediction. All right, what do we have next? Week 5. My game versus Super Jail. So this went much like my game, well, a little bit like my game with Serial Slayer. I was able to get a bunch of punches off, but it was not as casualty-free as my game. It was not quite as one-sided as my game against Super Jail. Didn't really get as much fouling in. Did get a surf. But yeah, we both had plenty of Kaz. Didn't have a lot of KO. But nonetheless, I was able to put away a couple of good touchdowns on my Berserkers. Got the second Berserker a level. So it was a pretty good game and pretty good outcome for me. Strength busted a Blitzer, so I'm assuming that Super Jail cycled that. He did level a Black Orc blocker with his with the aid of the MVP. So I'm guessing that will help him out come his next game, which I don't think has taken place, unlike mine. But that was Flying Norseman over Super Jail. Let's see. Next was Big Flexin and Zon Fishing. So humans and Amazons. It looks like it was a pretty even punching match as far as blocks taken. Zons got their armor broken a little bit more often, as you might expect. A few more casualties and KOs out of that. But it looks like Moose was just able to keep the ball pretty much solidly the whole match. Hey, Masker. Why is my phone not connected to the chat? That's what I actually want. It's just... Oh, wait, maybe... Hey, maybe it worked. Okay. Masker, say something. Anyhow, where were we? Right, so outcomes. So Moose did not get any levels, which I'm sure he was bummed about. It looks like his catcher is, like, Zoom is almost up to, almost got another level. And Wham is 1 MVP shy of that nice 51 threshold. On the other side, whoops, Lofty got a Blitzer leveled up, and I swear I'm pretty sure that Blitzer got a strength up because I faced 3 strength up pieces on Lofty's team. Hey, chat works on my phone. Hooray, I can actually respond to you guys. Thanks, Massacre. Yeah, Stroh, I think that was another strength up off an MVP. Lost the movement down. I think did he recycle that thrower? I'm not sure. Lost the guard Lino, so that's down to only 3 guard, but not. I mean, not a terrible outcome, I suppose. Would have liked to not lose those pieces, I imagine, but yeah, not much more to say there, I think. So that was so Serial Slayers. Serial Slayers and the Skull Raisers. So Orc and Undead taking place with the Riot and Pitch Invasion canceled. The Orcs took, so it was a pretty similar number of blocks, but the Skull Raisers were able to hang onto the ball a lot and really move it downfield pretty significantly. Similar blocks, Orcs took a lot of armor breaks relative to their blocks, though, and a lot of those turned into KO and Kaz. So I can see where that, yeah, 3rd strength 4 Lofty, ridiculous. Yeah, so that's pretty clear where the lopsidedness and the outcomes came from. I think it's just yet another game where Big A got punched down and didn't have much he could do about it. Did level up the strength of Blitzer, so that should serve him well come down in the future. Skull Raisers didn't take any permanent damage, but also did not level anyone. Although that mummy is looking scarily close to getting yet another level. The Blodge mummy. I don't know if we'll see like Stand Firm maybe or Guard. Either way, pretty scary piece. And then the last match is Dope Deer's. Oops, I have not been recording. What did we get? So Serial Slayers, Skull Raisers beat Serial Slayers. We didn't predict Big Moose's last week because he had already played it. Yes, so DDoS and Goddess. Goddesses, I guess. Yeah, Massacre. They definitely. It was a rough couple of weeks. I did just catch their game for this week. I won't say much about it, but it was an interesting watch. So Goddess and their 3 Agi pieces got a whole lot of blocks on DDoS. Actually took more armor breaks than DDoS on like half as many blocks. So that's I guess that's armor 7 for you. But the KOs were the same, and there was only 1 casualty. So 1 surf, 1 expulsion. It looked like some fouling. But it looks like DDoS just wasn't able to get to the ball. The Zons seemed too slippery. I remember I saw I saw Lead Pipe come out a bit salty after that game, so I suspect it was a just a game where he felt like he couldn't do much about anything, which is one of the more frustrating matches to see. So we'll throw that down there and move on to the mixed division. Gonna move right through this again. Not no one to chat, no one to discuss with. Moose is on vacation. Well, playing game right now actually, but headed out to vacation. So we will not be seeing him for a bit. Although he and I have scheduled our game for next Tuesday. Anyhow, yeah. So we had Emperor's Chosen Massacre. You made it on time to see your own recap. Emperor's Chosen and It's a Lot of Lizards. So Emperor's Chosen picking it up 2-1. Pretty similar blocking numbers, similar armor breaks, similar Kaz. A little more KOs on the Lizard side. Kaz were all on the Skinks, all on the Loner Skinks, which is something, but that does mean that It's a Lot of Lizards was running around with a single Skink at some point. So perhaps not surprising that they did not get their fair share of touchdowns. Yeah. Too right, Torlar, too right. Everyone, casualties on all sides. But picking up a touchdown on the catcher and the thrower. No extra levels, but 4 Kaz on the Palmer, which is aggressive, shall we say? So well done, Massacre. That's all the Kaz on one piece is not something you see every day. Pretty more close to an even possession count. So it seems like it was pretty back and forth in that game. How did we have that? We did in fact call that one. So then we've got Deaderpool Reds and the House of Windsor. Undead versus Dark Elves, and the Dark Elves looks like they kind of walked away with it. They actually took more blocks than the Undead, which is not what I would have expected. Did so many armor breaks, broke armor half the time. They hit 4 KOs, 3 Kaz, 2 Surfs. That's just a lot of pieces off the board. Looks like Major did pick up levels on 2 more zombies, so maybe we'll see on those, but perhaps some more block. And House of Windsor got a level on the strength up Blitzers, so I would probably depends on what the Blitzer rolled. And do Elf Blitzers get strength access? I suspect they don't. Otherwise, might see some Mighty Blow. Are they top tier? I haven't actually looked at the results. I have my other sheet. Oh yeah, they're like 1 and 2. And they're both really close. Blizzard Lizards and House of Windsor. So, yeah, definitely a rough match for Major. We had that going there. All right, Misery Tour and Men of the West. So, Men of the West, I think maybe not looking quite so scary this season as they did last season. Still a well-developed team. They both threw out pretty even numbers of blocks, a couple of meaningful passes from Men of the West, lots of rushing yards, still only managed to put in 1 touchdown. So Something was going right for Magical Misery Tour. 14 armor breaks, 7 KO, 1 Kaz on Men of the West, 3 Kaz on Misery Tour, but it looks like 1 regened. The, what is that, armor bust on a flesh golem is a little rough. Especially on a block flesh golem. Don't want to see that. And then Zombie just got a misnest game. Men of the West didn't, just 1 badly hurt. 2 completions from the thrower, which makes sense, to a catcher and probably to a catcher, and then I'm not sure who to whom else. Blitzer's putting in some work, as well as the Ogre. But that did come out to a tie. All right, Midnight Special and the Blizzard Lizards. All right, so that was 2-0 for the Blizzard Lizards. Again, putting them up on the top of their div. They did take a Kaz on. Well, so they took Kaz on Skinks, one of their Sauruses, their Guard Saurus, missed next game, so that's too bad. They had. Ooh, they were playing a 5 skink game that time. 2 loners, just a little rough, and they still managed to put it away. Got the touchdowns on one of their primary skinks, got a level from that. That's fortunate on their side. But yeah, looks like the Lizards took the bulk of the blocks, broke armor pretty substantially. Got 4 Kaz. There were 4 Kaz on both sides. I'm not sure who the other Kaz was here. That's a little odd. Probably Apode. So, and a kill against the Midnight Special. Lost a Lino. And niggled another Lino. So probably effectively dead. You don't want to let any SPP, don't want to have an MVP land on that. Born on the Bayou got MVP, so that's not a bad place for it. Just pump that Agi piece up a little bit further. And a couple of Kaz each on the Blitzers, so on the Mighty Will Blitzers. So they are, well, especially It's Just a Thought is looking very close to a level. But in general, this team is looking pretty underdeveloped. I think that's going to be a struggle down season. But in this case, the Blizzard Lizards did beat Midnight Special, despite their skink losses. And then the last one was Orkin Beans and Wild Skull Bashes. So that is an Orkoff, 2-0 for Torlar, and picked up 2 level ups, one on the Blark and one on the movement up Blitzer. So those are pretty solid. 2 touchdowns on that Blitzer, makes sense, the high movement rate. And the Skull Bashes look like they also just got a bunch of blocks. Yeah, the looks like it was a cascade, right? The blocks, high blocks, knocked a bunch of people over, KO'd 8 guys. I wonder, who knows how many of those came back. 2 Kaz. Where did the death come from? Must have hit the floor. Oh, no, eaten. I think he was eaten. I think I saw something to that effect. So yeah, this classic Gabo, eaten by a troll during a throw, and then MVP landing on the other, stolen by the other goblins. That's really too bad. Would have loved to have that MVP on his Blork. That line of guard Blorks is pretty intense. Definitely more substantial than the guard orcs on Torlar's side, but clearly not sufficient for to actually put the game away. All right, so that wraps our oof. Didn't get any Blorks or the Troll back. That is, did you take out all of his all of the Blorks? Because that would explain a lot of the oh man, yeah, that's rough. You lose that many pieces, and there's not much you can do about it. All right, so moving on to predictions. So let's do, well, we may as well start in week 6. Start in the mixed division. So we've got Blizzard Lizards, and it's a lot of lizards. The pair of lizards facing down. Whoops. Bleh. Buttons fail my. All right, so it's a lot of lizards. Is missing a Saurus this round. On the other hand, oh no, sorry, that's Blizzard Lizards is missing a Saurus. On the other hand, Itza is just missing a bunch of skinks. Does have a full line of Saurus. They are almost all block. So we're gonna see 5 skinks over here versus. Is that right? 6. Yeah, we're gonna see 5 skinks over here with 1 loner versus Niggled Skink. Kill that one. Definitely kill that one. Versus 6 Saurus, one of which does not have block. Equally equipped Crocs and some more loner and 3 loner skinks. So all told, this feels like a pretty even match. There's the one Saurus with Mighty Blow and Tackle, which will be a great skink killer if it can put some hurt on. On the other side, it's just a Saurus with Tackle. On the other hand, this movement, double Agi up skink really feels like something that can just probably put the ball away, assuming it doesn't get taken off the pitch. So I think I'm gonna give a slight edge on this one. Well, okay, so 1370 to 1530. Probably have, so that's 160 in 160 in inducements, not counting any possible level ups. So we might see a wizard to poke that to knock that skink out. So with the wizard, I actually think that this might be Itza's to lose. I'm gonna give it to Itza. I'm gonna go out on a limb and give it to Itza on this one. All right, and what do we have next? Orc and Beans, Slow Rider, and Magical Misery Tour. So we've got Orc versus Necro, a pretty substantial TV difference because Necro has a Flesh Golem out. So that's gonna be rough. I'm not. Okay, so what do we got? We've got 2 Claw, one of which has Mighty Blow, both of which have block. Okay, so those Werewolves are definitely well positioned to put the hurt on an Orc team. He did pick up another Goblin and 2 more linemen, so this is a very wide Orc team. Agi up Blitzer, really? Oh, Blitzer. Yeah, that makes more sense. I was thinking that was a Blork for some reason. Down a Flesh Golem, so that's going to cut down the strength. I really don't think I can go any other way but put the tip on Orc and Beans here. they just seem better equipped at this point to close this match out. Although I could see like maybe a third werewolf. You can do a lot with that many inducements, but I'm not sure that's going to be enough to really tip the tide. So we will Orc and Beans over. What do we call these guys? Magical Misery Tour. Yep. Yeah, that's true. That is a lot of guard on this side of the pitch. It's going to be... The Orcs are really just going to get to throw punches pretty much indiscriminately. And Necro does not have a huge armor base to stand up to that. So I think it's going to be hard. Let's see. So on the other side, another Orc game. We've got Torlar. We've got Major. So Major has pretty full bench. Has a dirty player to do opportunistic fouling. Doesn't really have any guard to speak of, except for the one Skelly is pretty limited guard selection. Does have 2 mummies, including a movement up mummy. Tackle Palm over here is a good ghoul catcher. Movement up, Sure Hands. Troll for additional strength. All similar. They both have the same, I guess, length, size of bench. I think. I like Torlar on this one. Oh, excuse me. A little sleepy. Game last night. Ran late. Yeah, I think only the 1 tackle piece though, so the ghouls don't have a whole lot to worry about. I do think Torlar. I think this is I think this is yours. Oh, is this the kiss of death? Whoever I predict, they go down. Yeah, we're in pretty good shape. We've got 50-50 probably. It could be. I would argue that it's not that bad. We're not that much of a not so bad at predictions. All right, Midnight Special, Emperor Chosen. So Massacre gets to, oh good lord, that is a high TV difference right there. 330 at all told. That does have the catcher out. And this Zong team, I mean, doesn't have the full, wrestle or... I see. I'm just a kiss of death for you, Torlar. Fair enough. Yeah, so the Zon team doesn't have a full line of Blodge or Raj pieces. On the other hand, Massacre, you only have the... more or less only have the blitzers with block. Oh, I guess the catcher and the thrower. You only have 1 tackle piece. Massacre, I mean, that's a lot of inducements to overcome, but a lot of inducements to overcome with, I guess. But certainly not going to be able to punch the Amazons down terribly easily. You don't, not a lot of, no guard on your team. It feels like a hard call to give this to the Amazons on with that much of a TV difference, but maybe this is just tainted by my game this week. Yeah, so you're up. You've got a pretty, yeah, you've got a long bench, Massacre. But I just think it's going to be a struggle. I think it's, I only got the one Mighty Blow, well, two Mighty Blow, I guess, with the Ogre, but I don't know. I'm sorry to do it to you, Massacre, but I think I like the Zons on this one. I just think you're gonna have some. You're gonna have trouble. Well, you can't play their game, right? You can't be in there punching. You're gonna have to hold off and screen a little bit. If you can do that and then just give them the runaround, then I think you can take it sort of as the if you're the elf of the match instead of the orc of the match. But yeah, that's funny. All right, and then we've got Men of the West and House of Windsor. So House of Windsor sitting at the top of the standings, near the top of the standings. Men of the West, not down more towards the middle. Not having a great season this season, I guess. They do have a bunch of guard, only one tackle piece, but really, Men of the West, House of Windsor has only 4 dodge. Although it's all, the Witch Owls both have dodge. One of them has leap. One of them has wrestle tackle. So we've definitely got a sacker and another sacker, really. On this side, I mean, Jugs, and then Jugs. Yeah. I think, well, it's a lot of tackle over here. It's going to make it hard. The catchers are not really going to be safe getting around. Yeah, I think I gotta go House of Windsor here. Their record speaks for itself, really. Yes, that concludes your concludes minor, a mixed rather. So let's take a look at America's A. America's A, we are not going to be doing much prediction because it's really just 2 games that haven't been played yet. Although I guess we don't have the results of the Skull Raisers Big Flexin match just at the moment. But we could probably go pull up Moose's stream and see what's what. Anyhow, DDoS and Dark Elves Rising. The Dark Elves have started to get some additional skills on these crazy stat freak pieces. Dodge on both the movement up blitzers, tackle on one of them. Witch Elf still needs some skills. Down 2 players to start, which puts them pretty even on TV. Could see DDoS taking a babe. They don't have much in the way of tackle, though. So it's going to be a lot of... Going to have to rely on... yeah, on, I guess, the wrestle to really knock over most of these pieces. I think... I think OpenEye has... I think I'm gonna give this to... oh, Massacre. I think I'm gonna give this one to the elves. It's a lot of extra movement here that's going to be a challenge to keep up with. Yeah, so I think I'm going to go with the Dark Elves here. I mean... Midnight Special's human. They're Amazons. I gave it to them. Oh, did I not record? Wait. Oh yeah, here. Dark Elf Rising. Lost my train of thought. Dope Deer. DDoS. Alright. Ooh, who do we have? Who's our other match to predict here? So, the other one is Super Jail and the Natural Icemen. So this could very easily go very similar to... wow. Billions has a lot of cash in hand. Oof. I mean, okay, so I think you gotta fire this Blitzer. Like, you don't keep this Blitzer. There's no way you keep this Blitzer. You just fire him. You buy another one. They're cheap. I think you do the same with the linemen. You don't keep those. This guy was, like, questionable given... because he has Mighty Blow, but you don't keep any of the other ones. The thrower, it's unfortunate having the thrower out this game. That's going to make it harder. On the other side, Fu is really missing guard, so he only has one guard, whereas I was walking around with 3. Super Jail has 2 guard, one of which is on his Palmer. So it's Tackle Palm Berserker, Tackle Berserker, an Ulf with Guard and Mighty Blow. Strength Up Runner. So the Strength Up Runner doesn't even need... I mean, could hit the Troll without too much trouble. I mean, honestly, this could go either way, but I think... yeah, Supercell's not really looking any worse off than the last time when I played him. So I think it really comes down to just how the armor breaks roll out early on in the game. I think I'm going to give it to Fu here on the strength of his prior record. He's doing pretty well in our division overall, so I think that's where where my prediction will land. And that really wraps it. The one other thing I did want to sort of show off, I guess, was the I did do the. Wait, did I put in the point? Yeah, I put in both of the week 6 games that have happened so far. Yeah, so I posted about this on the channel, but I've made some projections. We're really looking at I think our division is pretty well settled in here at the top, but this Zon Fishing Natural Iceman could go either way, and then the further down is, I mean, we'll see. I think if Moose wins this game, that's going to put him back up pretty close in the standings, the possible standings. EU, we pretty much locked. I would say we pretty much locked in High Barnet Rainers and Lafleur, which I believe they're both elf teams, given by their touchdown differentials. And Wildly Inefficient will not make the playoffs. And then on the other side, well, EUB is pretty even, and really here in mixed, you've got, I mean, these top 3 could go any way. So Blizzard Lizard and a lot of it's a lot of lizards. That match is going to be pretty crucial in the playoff outcomes. And then House of Windsor was playing Men of the West, so that one's less important. Although if Men of the West pulls off the upsets, then that could pretty easily knock House of Windsor off the standings. Massacre, you're right up there at 4th, but you got to win. You got to win a lot. I think is really the what we're coming down here is you're down to just kind of win all your games, and then you got a chance to make the playoffs. Oh, Moose won this. He won his game. Spoiler alert, but I want to see the impact of that on the playoffs. So Skull Razors. Oops, that's not right. That's 1, 2. Big flexing. So congratulations to Moose, and I hope he doesn't repeat it next week. So that puts, what does that do? Yeah, still puts him in a pretty comfortable 4th here in the projections. But depending on this Zon Fishing and Natural Ice, well, so Natural Icemen are probably, we've said they're likely to win their next game. Lofty, what did we pick for Lofty? Lofty already won his game. That's why he's up where he is. That was against me. So, and Goddess won his. Yeah. So, I think it really depends on what happens with. Well, and that doesn't even depend on what happens with Natural Icemen. This is a pretty solid lock on the lead here. Is really what that comes down to. Even if Natural Icemen beat Super Jail, I think they still have some harder games left to play. So, in any event, I think that's the recap. We will see you next week for some discussion about the events that transpired in these various games that have taken place in the one day that the division has been open. And in the meantime, best of luck with your games. I can say that because I'm not playing any of you, at least not this week. So, take care.